everyone, it's Vince12 signing in again. Ah, god damn it. No! Oh god damn. Hello everyone again. This is Vince12 signing in for realsies this time. First time I was doing that, I forgot I was recording, so I decided to press record while I was driving. And I crashed. So, well, I didn't crash, you know what I mean. I don't feel like doing the whole intro thing I was doing before. But, oh God's sake, come on. Please, I just want to play the, let me just get this over with. It's gonna be painful as it is. But this is not really a let's play, it's more of a let's endure of Desert Bus. I saw AVGN's video, and I already heard of this game prior to it. But I didn't know that it actually went on to 8 hours. I didn't even know that this game didn't have an ending. So, I want to see how long I can manage to try to do this without losing my temper, or not losing my temper, because there's not really anything to get angry about here. Without getting completely bored. My fuel tank is almost on empty. How am I still driving for like 8 hours straight and back? You think eventually I'd stop to get, fuel up at a gas station. This game goes for realism. Come on, Penn and Teller. Not really much to say here. Just keep on driving. Stay straight. Can't have an MP3 player here because, they haven't been invented yet. Not just that, but, having headphones in while you're driving is horribly irresponsible and you could get injured. You want to avoid that sand at all costs. Because if that shit gets in, and you get anywhere near that, you're going to get towed all the way back. I was imagining the poor schmuck who played this game that got stuck in the sand because he was falling asleep or something while he was like 1 minute away from reaching the destination and got towed all the way back. You get towed all the way back in real time. But yeah, the intention of this game was to make a realistic driving simulator from from here to Los Angeles. And it is not Los Angeles, Las Vegas. And it is realistic for the most part. It's not the thing is, this is a terrible game, but it's also oddly perfect. Penn and Teller succeeded in doing exactly what they wanted to do. This game is challenging on the mind, as would it be somewhat to drive for 8 hours straight with no brakes. I think I'll just pause the game so I can get a drink of water. No, there's no pause button. I can just mute it, but what's the fun in that? So how are you guys doing, huh? I hope you're having a good summer. I need to get me a summer job, pay the rent, try to make a living. Also try not to go stir crazy, sitting around in home all day with nothing to do. That's no way to live. Gotta get out there, gotta be active, gotta be outgoing. Try to contribute to society. And I'm not talking down on anyone. I'm saying that it's best to try and contribute to society because, you know how the saying goes. Make yourself cheer yourself up by cheering other people up. I don't know, go do some community service during the summer. You don't even, probably if you don't feel like, interacting, just go outside, play some basketball, or football, or sports of your preference. Just be active. No music. I might insert music, but I might be too lazy to actually edit it. So, you guys seen the new The new Godzilla movie. That was pretty good. Can't go wrong with Bryan Cranston. Or is it Billy Cranston? I think it was Billy Cranston. Fun fact, you know that Billy, what was it, Brian? Billy? Fun fact, the guy who plays Walter White, you know he was the original Blue Ranger from Power Rangers? Yeah. Went on to become a really awesome actor. Blue Ranger was always my favorite, you know? Or he was one of my favorite Rangers. Not necessarily, you know, he's not necessarily because he was the strongest, but he was kind of the glue that held the team together because of how well adjusted he was in terms of technology. And he can actually plan ahead better than anyone else on the team. To me, there was no real concrete leader in terms of who led the team. I mean, Tommy was cool, and so was the other guys, but I don't know. Like, I never really saw much in terms of leadership abilities, in terms of tactical prowess. The one series that kind of hit that home nail on the head was the SPD. Zach came off as an actual leader to the team, you know. I'm sorry if I'm boring you. Just gonna be a long drive. Yeah, I could keep talking about Power Rangers, but you know that's just nerd topics. Oh, here's another fun fact. Do you know Ozzy Osbourne is a mutant? No, I'm not kidding. He's an actual, like, legit mutant where his, like, tolerance to anesthetics or drugs in general is 4 times the normal tolerance of any other man. And they did research, you know, genetic research on his body, but they wanted to find out how the hell that was possible. Turns out he's actually a mutant. That's news from 2 days, years ago, but you know. Some news travels fast, some doesn't. You know, it would make sense, realistically, if this road was a little bit bigger. I mean, in terms of, because I'm going one way. And I would, you know, realistically, I would stay on one side of the road and let's stay away from that sand. And I run so far away. I like me some Fly of Seagulls. I like 80s music, pop. You know, the 80s was a little bit overrated in terms of what, you know, the musical taste, talent that came out there. I do like the synth pop. Does kind of connect with me. Oddly enough, in a nostalgic way, but I know I didn't grow up during the 80s. I was born in 1993, but you know, I still was relatively exposed to that because of the family I had. You know, my mother was very old school, and she preserves a lot of stuff from the past in her memory. And what music that she listened to, I used to listen to. You know, and when I was in school, I was listening to, like, elementary or middle school, I was listening to, like, Louis Armstrong, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding. You know, the kids everyone else was listening to them, Soulja Boys, and I think Lil Wayne was taking off in popularity when I was in high school. Never cared for that man. I very much detest him, actually. I'm not talking about just his music, I'm talking about as a person too, but then again that goes into personal territory. And we're here to just, you know, I don't want any negativity on this ride. But like I was saying, you know, listen to Ray Charles and all that. When I was growing up, a lot of the music that was popular was just, you know, because, you know, you're growing up with other kids, the kids in the neighborhood, and what they listen to is usually what dictates the popularity of a song. I learned that kids make up the majority of a fan base for some singers. And one of them was let me see, Soldier Boy, and Fat Joe was popular when I was young. Someone else. I actually did like Fat Joe as a kid because he sound a lot different from what. Again, so Soldier Boy was mostly popular. Then there was that stupid Chicken Noodle Soup song. Teach me how to Dougie. This was my middle school years, not my elementary school. Elementary school, I barely even pay attention to music. Does that timer change at all? I'm curious. My fuel tank is still near empty. I probably should do something about that. Don't go near that sand. So many rocks. I think I see a cactus somewhere. I don't know. My peripheral vision keeps messing with me, and I keep thinking that the air freshener is a cactus. Go for a drink of water. The air was hot and the sand was... I forgot how that song goes. I know it has terrible lyrics, so... How are there rings in the desert? I'm curious. There ain't no one to give you no pain. So, like, so what you're saying is I don't have to worry because there's no one... There's someone in the desert that's intending to hurt me. Because you use a double negative there. I don't know, I could go for some Freebird right now. You know, Leonard Skinner. How is that a problem with Leonard Skinner using the Confederate flag? Then again, I have a problem with anyone using a Confederate flag because, you know, you can't take... You know, I understand the idea of trying to take the racist connotation out of that image, but you can't really if you read up on history. You know, the Confederacy, for the most part, what they wanted to do was to institute, you know, to reinstitute slavery. And in terms of their mindset, there was what I would hate to say, a logical mindset towards it, because, you know, most of our economy is based on that, and we don't want an abolishment of slavery because it would hurt our economy. To which you would say that, okay, then, you know, just... You know, that's what you get for, you know, no labor should be free. You wouldn't like that. You just barely pay them as it is, you know. But you can understand that. But still, they were working towards the progression of slavery, and they used the Confederate flag as their battle flag, and it's like you can't take the connotation out of that flag. If you're proud of being from the South, I think you can express it in other ways, you know. People from the South have a lot to be proud of. You have really good wrestlers that come from Texas. Stan Hansen, Bill Watts, even though he's a bigot. Terry Funk, the Funk family in general. That's all you have to be proud of. Oh yeah, you have Mark Henry and Eddie, the Guerrero family. Oh yeah, some really good... No wait, that's to Mexico. Never mind. I'm about to say you have really good luchadors, but again, Texas tough, that's all. I don't know, it's like... I was looking into it, and you know, the swastika, it's actually from a Buddhist symbol that means peace. And, you know, they decided to use, you know, German Nazis started to use it. And I guess the intention was to show that they were, try to make people think that they were people who advocated peace. Now that's a symbol that I could understand trying to take the racist connotation out of, but it's also a matter of being grounded in reality enough to know that that's completely impossible to do. It's like having your kid dress as a ghost for Halloween and have the head pointed slightly. You can't take the connotation away from the image because it's too grained into culture and it's pointless to try and do that. It's in our history books, it's in our textbooks. You have to be somewhat realistic. You have to actually make an effort to be relatively grounded about some things. Some things don't fly, some things will, and sometimes that's just you need to accept it. You know, it's kind of like how some people say honor the dead and some people say don't. You know, it doesn't really matter. You know, it's like you should to some degree honor the dead because there are some people that feel that it's a very taboo issue. Not issue, but you know what I mean. Just rambling now. Go for... My mouth actually is dry from eating some cinnamon stick disc not too long ago. I really could just use for some cold glass of water. I can't stop the truck for anything. Can I let go of this? Oh, I can. Can I stop? Oh, great. I will be right back. Oh. God damn it. Well, that showed me. Okay. Penn and Teller thought of everything. Keep on schedule for what? I can't imagine how those guys managed to stay here for get 90 points on this. 30 days straight they have been playing this. Must have been doing it in shifts. I don't know, that's that kind of fortitude that you can't help but be impressed with. That is some hardcore dedication there. I find this strangely relaxing though. Maybe it's because I'm talking while I'm doing it. So I usually have a lot of jumbled thoughts in my head that really occasionally get out. So, what else? What can I talk about? I don't really have much to say. So I watched Kung Fu Hustle not too long ago. It's a really underrated... No, wait, better yet, I better conversation. I found out from, I think it was Cinematic Excrement that brought it up to my attention. That, great channel, by the way, go check him out. But, yeah, well, hey, Cinematic Excrement, if you get 1 or 2 subscribers, they might be from me. But, yeah, I watched him before, and he's pointing out that Stephen Chow, I think his name is, the guy who directed Shaolin Soccer and Kung Fu Hustle, he wanted to do the script for Dragon Ball Evolution. Like, he wanted to direct it, but it turned out it didn't go to him. And that, out of all the missed opportunities, like, I would like to take a quote from not really a quote, but kind of same mindset that Rich Evans had when he found out that instead of Alien vs. Predator, they could have had a movie with Ridley Scott and James Cameron directing it, Aliens movie. I was indifferent to this film before, and now I just hate it. I really hate Dragon Ball. I didn't have any concern because I knew it was going to be dead on arrival. But Stephen Chow directing it, I can't think of anyone better to direct a live-action Dragon Ball movie. A man who understands great fights, he understands good action, and he has a great sense of humor. And that's all you really need for a Dragon Ball movie. I have no idea why he wasn't allowed to direct it. Oh well, that's one of the sad chapters in the book of what could have been. I could say it like this some kind of disaster. We really are entitled in this country if a movie not being the way we want it to be is the worst thing. The thing that something weighs heavily on our mind. Even me, I'm not exactly in a position I want to be in life, but I still have it a lot better than a lot of people do in the world. I really should need to be a little bit more gracious about the life I have. I have a roof over my head. I have a loving family. I have a loving mother. I have a cat. And I'm playing this on a laptop, so that's technology. Running water and all this, you know. I really should be more appreciative. As should everyone, you know. Appreciate what you have. It may not seem like much, but remember, you don't want to appreciate it when it's gone, you know what I mean? And life is way too short to spend the rest of your life just wondering what if. You know, what if I was in this position where I didn't have any of this? I don't know, I can't really do existentialism anymore. I like to perceive myself as a philosophizer. I philosophize about a lot of things. Oh my god, what the fuck was that? I think I accidentally turned the volume up. No, wait. Something doesn't sound right. I don't know, something just doesn't sound right. Did the sound just change on me? It got louder. Oh, maybe it does just me accidentally turning the volume up. Could just be me. So, you guys know any underrated bands? Post in the comments if you know any. Bands or rap artists. I try to find, like, underrated underground hits and, you know, trying to... you know, trying to expand my not knowledge. I don't really care about how much I know, just what I can hear. To me, music, it either needs to provoke thought or emotion, or just entertain. It needs to provoke thought, it needs to provoke emotion, or it needs to just entertain me. And, you know, that's still just the way I see it. Like, you're gonna have, like, it's kind of like, I'm a big fan of, like, Notorious B.I.G., Get Ready, you know, Ready to Die, Life After Death, and so on. And I listen to his stuff, and you actually, like, in terms of what you get in terms of, you're not getting any, like, insightful commentary on the way the world works. You're getting, he mostly raps about his life and the luxuries that he has and the way he used to live. But it's a matter of how well he tells the story that gets you engrossed in the song. And I think that's a lost art when it comes to rap music. They forget that, yeah, you can only rap about luxuries and how you spend. Just tell a good story, you know? That's kind of like one of the problems that Drake has, like... And not just Drake, little, like anyone in Young Money. Or in luxury rap in general. No one gives a damn about your story if you're not going to tell in a good way. Or if you don't have an interesting story to tell. It's like, you ever heard that song Started From the Bottom? It's just, yeah, I got stuff now. I bet you guys are so jelly. It's like, why even bother making this song, you know? Fun fact, and I'm actually planning on making a video with it if the guys ever want to be on board with it. Lord actually said before in a comment that she can't relate. It was just a comment about, she can't relate to Drake's or Nicki Minaj's music because she feels it's irrelevant since it doesn't connect with people, because they don't rap about topics that, you know, the common man, the everyday man can relate to. And that's true. That's entirely true. And yes, they did used to, or at least Nicki Minaj used to, talk about her past and how far she's come from to get where she is. Now she's self-indulgent. Now it's a matter of just being as self-indulgent as she can. But she got shit on so much saying that, oh, the cat claws have come out. Lord is being controversial. It's just because she's fit. What? When you get a matter of success, are you not allowed to express anything in the way of constructive criticism towards another artist? I'm just so damn tired of the way that people's mindsets work. And the comments on that post, oh my god. So stupid. I do hope to actually do like a reading of those with the fellows. The fellows being, all of us in Blue Majora. I'm technically a founding member of Blue Majora. And by founding member, I mean I was there when they were talking about it. I count it. But, yeah. You know what I could go for right now? A nice glass of milk. It looks good for you. Most people that don't like milk, that's understandable. I like it. When I was a kid, I used to when I was in school, I would try to impress other kids by how much food I would eat or drink. That was before I was even all that fat. Like, I was skinny as a kid. I'm fat as hell now. I went to Florida for one summer, they overfed me, and I got used to eating that much. And, I would drink, 8 cartons of milk. And I would do things just to try to... Because, no one in my school liked to eat the broccoli that they would serve. I didn't think it was that bad. Not raw, just steamed broccoli. And I would just do it dip it in my milk and then eat it. And they would make bets on what I would do. I'm just lucky they didn't do in the disgusting range, drop it on the floor and eat it, because I have standards there. I have some fond memories of my elementary school years, but for the most part, I don't really care to talk about it because I was bullied a lot. But some of how I was treated, I brought on myself. I'm not saying I deserved to be bullied, but I was a very socially awkward kid that just wanted to be noticed. So I did stupid shit just to get attention. I don't really do that anymore. I was a chronic liar as a kid. I would lie about having rocket skates and having these games and promising to give it to someone else. And when people call me out, I get an attitude on it. Yes, I honest to God told someone I had rocket skates once. That's when kids would think I was cool. It's not worth it anymore, If you need to lie to get someone's attention, it's probably not even worth your time to begin with. But I don't want to harp too much on my life. I don't know. I can't tell you guys, I guess. When I was in middle school, I went through a heavy depression because a lot of the shit I took in elementary school carried over there. And I got picked on very much, frequently, because I had a very bad temper problem that was brought on by being picked on. And they called me psycho because I would flip out and break the nearest thing next to me. I would at one point I threw chairs around the classroom and got suspended. And my mother even one of the more interesting points of my life was when the teacher himself said he was afraid of me. And that actually made me feel really bad about what I did. My mother was disgusted with him. She said, "You're a black man and You know, my mother's old school. She doesn't play that shit. You're a black grown-ass man and you're afraid of a young boy. And I don't know. For the most part, I just tried to stay to myself. And every now and again, I would interact with people. I made some friends, but they weren't very good friends. I don't know. They would. I'm not saying that they weren't. We didn't get along. Is that they would join in and pick on me whenever they could. I don't know. I'm not trying to be negative and so I'm just looking back. I never really take the time to think that far back. I don't know, it was a bad neighborhood I lived in. Well, I didn't live in a bad neighborhood, I lived near it. Like, where I lived, you go straight, like, down the hill, and there the ghetto was right there, where people were getting shot and tried to get sniped at with, pistols, which is a stupid idea. But, one incident I remember, where, I actually had to pick up, like, I was being followed home, and I picked up a 2x4 and waited for them near a mailbox for them to come up so I can fight them, and they immediately backed down. And another incident where I was being followed home by kids in my class, like they were picking on me, and I went upstairs to get a butcher knife. I wasn't gonna do anything, I just wanted to scare them away. This is getting really morbid, but yeah, that actually did happen to me as a kid. And my landlord was the one that chased him away, because he wasn't afraid of great numbers, because very much old-fashioned, no nonsense, no cut the bullshit kind of guy. I really do miss him. I just enjoyed talking to him. That's all. I had a lady in my, I lived in an apartment. Like, I lived there for 11 years of my life. And there was this woman that lived underneath us. We called her Miss Birdie. I don't know why we called her that, but that was her nickname. One of the nicest, sweetest women that I ever talked to. Like, she was about, I think, in her 80s, last time I saw her. And I remember, like, one day when I had a outburst in my school, and I was like nearly in tears, and I was walking home. My mom wasn't home, and I decided to wait for her near Miss Birdie's door. She saw me crying, and she brought me inside, and then she just gave me some advice and listened to me. It's not even like she even told me much. She just knew that I needed someone to talk to, and she just sat there and let me vent. I don't know, some things like that, and you'd think that would be a negative memory, but I don't know, I always look back in that and just appreciate. I always appreciate that kind of things like that, you know? I've been in some, not hard places, but I've been in some troubling places in my life. You just gotta appreciate where you are right now. And if you're going through that right now, always remember there are people that can sympathize with you. There are always someone who understands. Don't think that no one understands. You have to fight through it, and you need to try to get your life on track. And it's hard. No one ever says it's going to be easy, but nothing worth doing is ever easy. I think I'm getting too personal. I don't even mean to get so, like, all sobby on you. I'm just trying to find stuff to talk about. And I don't know why. Like, I just like talking about this kind of crap. Yeah, my life is crap. That's why. I have this weird habit of noticing how stupid what I say is as soon as I say it. Soon after I say it, rather. Your driver is Vincent. Yes, I know I am Vincent. Thank you. So, how many minutes have passed? I think it's been almost 30 minutes now. I don't know. I don't hate. I honestly do not hate this. I'm actually surprisingly enough enjoying doing this. Not enjoying this, but this I find this almost therapeutic. In fact. I still could go for some water right now. My cat's looking at me weird. It's a Chinese bobcat. That means her tail's like really stubby. You look up Manx and you'll see what she looks like. Excuse me. So, guys watch Futurama? I heard that show got canceled for real this time. That's good. I don't mean I disliked it. No, on the contrary. I mean it's a good thing that that show got canceled before it went downhill. I'd rather have a show kill its like go out with a bang than fizzle out or just stay on life support like the fucking The Simpsons are. Every now and again, The Simpsons will turn out one really good episode. It's rare. It's very, very rare. But it does happen. And I don't mind jerk-ass Homer as much as everyone else does. You know, I'm only asking you to make me laugh. Like, I know Homer strapping himself in dynamite and threatening to blow himself up just to kill everyone there. And failing at it makes me laugh, and yeah, it's stupid and nonsensical for the character who's supposed to be like a hard, someone who works hard and cares about his family, and yet is willing to kill himself and his family in one explosion. But, again, all I'm asking you to do is make me laugh. I don't have much in the way of expectations for The Simpsons. And they're failing to meet those expectations spectacularly these days. Still better than Seth MacFarlane, a man who I have never had any respect for. Although I do have respected him a little bit more ever since I saw Brinkleberry. And the only way I can describe Daniel Tosh is a poor man's Seth MacFarlane. And at least Seth MacFarlane, okay, good, decent singing voice. He has some idea of comedic timing. Daniel Tosh is just a fucking pig. I notice I haven't sweared up till this point. But yeah, Brinkleberry. I've seen that show. And, it's kind of weird to say that the show that's trying its hardest it can to be offensive is one of the most boring shows I've ever seen. It's not unfunny because it's, like, tasteless. It's unfunny because it's goddamn boring. No, it's because the thing is like, always trying to go for the bottom of the barrel. It becomes predictable in that, you always know it's gonna go for the worst possible joke. There's no swerve, the humor has no subtext, there's no... You need to actually work to build a joke. Even someone as stupid as Adam Sandler can understand that to some very minor and noticeable degree. Like, and That's My Boy, and Half in the Bag brought this up, a joke where he sees a picture of this old woman and sees a younger picture of her next to it, and he starts wanking off, and in the morning there's tissues all over the place. And the maid comes in and he's trying to cover it up. Son's trying to cover it up when he sees it. Like, oh, he has a cold. And she says, oh, well, if he has a cold, he shouldn't be jerking off so much. It's not funny, but he understood that he had to craft a joke. He had to actually work to build a joke. Brinkleberry is that, like, I feel like making a racist joke. I feel like making a crippled joke. Let's make a joke about the Ku Klux Klan. Let's make a molestation joke. It's kind of like And I know I'm not gonna begin favoritism. It's kind of like what PewDiePie used to do. You know, rape. You can't scream rape and just have it be a joke. I think it's pretty much clear, and I think we've talked about this Muscle Blue and Maduro when we were talking about PewDiePie. It's that the problem with him is that he doesn't build jokes. Half the comments that people take offense with that he says, well, not comments, half the jokes, quote unquote, that he makes that people take offense with, people wouldn't be as offended if he was well constructed enough to where that they can make they would be able to be somewhat lenient towards it. That's how comedy works. If you don't believe a rape joke can be funny, listen to George Carlin. Humor is based off tragedy, and any tragic event can be funny, or at least be interpreted in a humorous way, because it's a coping mechanism. And as long as you have to actually construct the joke in a way where people can appreciate it for the amount of detail or the amount of attention that went into constructing the joke itself. It's like Seth MacFarlane making a joke about the World Trade Center being blown up. It's like there's nothing like I've seen like an episode of fucking what was that Back to the in Time episode where he went back in time, kind of like an homage to Back to the Future. I almost hit the sand. And basically there was a deleted scene where he said, "Meet me on top of the World Trade Center on September 11th," and the joke was that the guy will go there, and that's when the towers will blow up. That's not funny. That's just stupid. It's stupid and it's lazy shock humor. It's the right way to do it because it's like in that World to the Multiverse. I think was it World to the Multiverse, Road to Time or whatever. But where Brian goes back in time, and long story short, at some point in this episode, they said, "All right, we caused 9/11," and they stop even a lampshade of like, "Oh crap." Someone really get on us for taking that joke out of context. And in context, the joke makes sense. It was a constructed joke. I couldn't get too upset about it, besides the fact that that episode was kind of boring. And then you have, what was it? I remember there was another joke along those lines. I forgot it was something... It was a kind of a bait and switch joke where Peter Griffin was posing as James Woods because long story short, James Woods was impersonating Peter to ruin his life, but he decided to do the same thing to James Woods, so he made jokes about, not jokes, but he started lying, saying that I'm going to start in a 9/11 comedy movie and starring David Spade, and James was like, "This is outrageous. I would never work with David Spade." It's a bait and switch, and it kind of worked. And in the context of the plot itself, it made sense that the joke would be as offensive as possible, because it's trying to ruin this one person in the context of the story. It works. Some people go across the line because they don't work hard enough to craft a joke. I think even Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who I have a lot of respect for in terms of comedic writers, every now and again they fall into that trap because they try to be as mean as possible without actually working that hard at making it funny. I don't know, that Jersey Shore episode in particular comes to mind, even though I like that episode. It's kind of like it's kind of like the Zimmerman episode with South Park, where it's not really trying to be like informative or that much in satire. It seems like it's trying to make people feel better after the whole debacle. And if you actually want to know what my feelings are about that, Zimmerman should be in jail. And that's if the world was fair. And look, I'm not saying that I'm saying the law technically was on Zimmerman's side. So I can't it does enrage me that he's free, but it makes sense why he's free. And no, I'm not talking about black-white thing. No, the law was technically, on a technical standpoint, on his side. I'm getting really morbid in my topics now. Let's talk about something more fun. So what's your guys' favorite flavor of ice cream? Well, when in doubt, talk about ice cream. Post in the comments what your favorite ice cream is. Flavor of ice cream. I don't really have a favorite. I mean, believe it or not, and it's coming from a fat guy, I haven't eaten ice cream in a long, and at least in terms of random burst, like maybe once a month at best. You know, money's tight, and ice cream's expensive. I'm not gonna resort to buying that cheap, disgusting shit you see in the box. I used to get that all the time as a kid, or my mom used to get that. And looking back on it, I actually really hate how it tastes. There was a store that we used to go to. It was called Alfonso's, and they knew us by name. Those stores that knew, like, that we were regulars in, they knew our names, and we knew them. My mother talked to them, and I don't know, when our lights were out, we had a long time when our lights were out. One of these guys offered to let us try to buy flashlights on food stamps, which, you know, shouldn't have done that, but it was really, I gotta love them for that. You know, they understood that we were in troubled times. If you ever take a trip down to Cal County, Georgia, you better read the sign, respect the law, and know you'll survive times. 10 points to anyone who gets that reference. Now, if only I could get at least one. How long have I been doing this? I'm actually getting tired now. And my mouth is so dry. No! 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 I looked away from the road for 1 second. The very instant I get near that sand and I had to be towed back, I am quitting. I am not getting towed back like 30 minutes away. Fuck that shit. Looking at my phone while I do this. I don't really have service for it. Fun fact, I found this phone in the rain. It's a touchscreen phone, and it had no service as it is, and it was in the mud, and it was raining hard when I found it, but it still managed to work, which it's not waterproof. It was like damaged for like the screen was unusable for like 2 weeks, and it randomly started working. So I did a factory reset, and it's mine now. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't I try to return the phone to its original owner? Well, because I didn't want to. It actually did hang on my mind great amount of, you know, whether or not to try to return the phone, like go out of my way to call a random number, see if they knew who she was. Then I read the text messages and the way that this lady was talking to her mother. And I'm glad I did what I did, honestly. Ungrateful twat. Let's see if I can, No, you don't. No, you don't. Let me see if I can just... Oh, that's my dog barking now. My dog's name is Roscoe. I think I'm going to just end this soon because this has been almost like 50 minutes, I think. Or no, 30 minutes going on. Because I'm just really bored now. Okay. Let it be known that I got about... I don't even know how many minutes I've been doing this. I think about like 40 minutes. How the hell did someone do this for 30 days? No bathroom breaks. Doing this in shifts. Drinking a ton of coffee. I don't know. Okay. There we go. Let me see if I can get out of this. Oh. Oh. I don't understand how this works, though. Then again, I don't know anything about cars. So let's see if I can wait for the tow truck to come. And, maybe he'll come soon. Maybe he'll come soon. Why isn't the door opening? It said press. Oh, here we go. Oh. Can you pull me back? Yes. Thank you. Sometime today, please. How did you get out here so fast? I just thought about that. So much for realistic Penn and Teller. Hurry up. Thank you. So yeah, this has been me enduring... this has been me enduring Desert Bus. I didn't get far. I could have gotten far if I felt like it, but I didn't. Oh my god, 50 minutes straight. So only 7 hours and I might have gotten a point. But yeah, this is Vince 12 signing out. And power to you, anyone who wants to try this again.